Hey everyone, welcome back to Max and Canada's interview series. And today it's my pleasure to be interviewing a friend and personal stylist, co-founder of Self-Made Couture, a custom men's styling company, clothing company, and now signed model.
Yeah.
How are you, Aime?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm great.
What's going on, guys?
Can you tell everyone for the first time who is finding out about you, and I will send all of his links of how to connect to Aime, a little bit about Self-Made Couture.
Yep.
Tell me, how did it come about? Because you are one half of the team.
Yep.
He's what's the name of your other partner?
Brandon Chestnut. Call him Mr. Chestnut.
Mr. Chestnut. All right, we're gonna have to have Mr. Chestnut on as well. But shout out to Mr. Chestnut. Tell us, Aime, how did Self-Made Couture come about?
Okay, so we started Self-Made Couture in 2015.
Okay.
First, it started as a custom men's company. So for us, we liked looking clean, dressing up nicely. And there wasn't really any company that was creating affordable clothes for us that were custom made for us. Because at the time when I started, I was only 24. So I wasn't ready to spend $1,000, $2,000 on a custom suit.
Okay.
So that's where we started. It's been 5 good up and down years, but we've learned a lot, and now we're actually bringing in women's stuff as well, women's custom clothing as well. So
I am a happy customer of the women's clothing, so I cannot wait. And this year alone, I had bought 3 custom suits for some of my favorite men that I work with and collaborators.
How do they look?
They look amazing. They look amazing.
Yes.
So I mean, should everyone have a custom suit?
Oh, definitely. Every man should definitely have a custom suit.
And tell me why. Why is that so important?
So why? Well, custom suits are, the difference between custom suits and off the rack is that, for one, they're made just for your body. So it emphasizes all your great features. It doesn't matter if you're slim, you're big, you're tall, it doesn't matter. Every time you buy a custom suit, it's always personalized to you. Yes. And just like anything in your life, right? You don't want to buy anything that anybody else has. You want to have it to personalize to your lifestyle.
It's like a relationship. It's got to be personalized to you, right?
Right. And if Carmelia says it, that means it's true, right? So,
yes.
Yeah.
And so you're wearing a custom suit. And you ladies, it doesn't, and gentlemen, I mean, you can't really, it doesn't do justice here on this screen, but it fits great, you know? So what are the keys to wearing a suit in particular that makes it, and what makes it feel custom? Like, how should a suit fit?
So it should, I mean, all guys want different things. Like for me, I like the slim fit. Some guys like it super slim, some guys like it regular. But the thing about a custom suit, it should always just fit your body, right?
Okay.
It shouldn't be like off the rack where some arms are longer or baggier than what your body looks like.
Sure.
So it should always fit your body and just fit like what your lifestyle is, right? So for me right now, I'm wearing a custom suit, but I just have a t-shirt underneath and I have like some sneakers, right? So
can we show everybody how you put this together?
Okay, so I mean, I don't know if you guys can tell, but there's a couple of little patterns in the suit right here. I have a nice white shirt.
Yeah, what do you call this pattern, by the way?
For me right now, it's like a checkered. You can't really tell too
it's
much
a very subtle checker, but I, like, from me, I can see it, which is really nice. It adds that kind of texture,
and that's the thing, right? So everybody has different styles. Like for me, I like looking sharp and subtle. I don't really like to be too loud,
too flashy.
I like when I walk in a room, they're like, okay, that fits really well and that's really sharp and it's really well put together. So right here,
right, but you're not coming in the neon lights like some people.
That's not me. Some guys can pull it off. I don't think I can.
Yes.
So right here, this is just like a white t-shirt, white pocket square that goes with my outfit, and then I got some sneakers that like go with the whole outfit together too.
It really puts it all together. And he's got the black and white theme going on.
And I think like a really big misconception about like suits is that you only wear it when you're in like a business meeting or you have to have a 3-piece suit with a tie on, but you can actually just like dress it up to whatever suits your lifestyle, right? So today I didn't want to wear a shirt with a tie on. So I just wore a nice shirt, right? Like a nice dress, a nice t-shirt and some sneakers, right? And it still looks sharp, but I feel really comfortable. It's a nice hot day, so I didn't want to be sweating too much. So
and if you are sweating, you simply just have to take your jacket off.
And it's just a t-shirt and it's a nice look with some nice slacks. So yeah.
That's great. And I think the suit as well can be worn in so many different ways. You've got the jacket, you've got the pants, and then you play around with all the accessories.
For sure.
And like putting a tie and like a shirt and tie on this look, like just completely changes the look.
Completely. Oh, for sure. Like if I was to wear a dress shirt, put a tie, even because I have a 3-piece, so basically I have a vest with this, I look like a CEO in the same outfit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it all depends on like what your mood is, and also like how you want to dress it up, dress it down, right? So you can do a lot of different things, and that's why every man needs to have one, right? Because then it gives you the possibilities of like, what do you want to dress, what do you want to present yourself for, and you never know when you need to just dress it like this, or when you need to put a 3-piece suit to go close a deal or go to a big interview. So yeah,
that's great. So really, our fashion sense for men and women makes a statement,
for sure.
Right? So if you're about to style someone, what are some of the questions that you ask a client, and what are some questions that men should be asking themselves before they, go tackle the day in terms of what they're wearing? What are the questions you ask?
Probably the biggest question I ask my clients is that, like, what is your ideal self, right? So like, where are you trying to dress for? Where do you see yourself in like 2 or 3 years? Because I always feel like you should dress for the job or the opportunities that you want. So it's really important to know.
Hold on, point. Dress for the job or dress for the opportunities.
And it can even be dress for the woman that you want, right?
Ooh,
so
I
it's
like
just
that.
like it's like
or dress for the mother that you're trying to impress, or mother-in-law, right?
There you go. See, there you go. Those are all opportunities.
Okay.
So that's probably the biggest question, because then we can start thinking about like, okay, so what do you wear now? And how are you presenting yourself now that's not attracting those different opportunities, those different jobs, right? And then that's where we can start like fixing their different outfits. And then that's when they're also open to new possibilities, like me giving them like options of like what they should be wearing.
Okay.
Right. So if a guy wants to be, let's say, a CEO in 10 years, right?
Yes.
And he's wearing just a nice little dress shirt and he wears jeans all the time, nobody's going to look at him like a CEO. Right? Nobody's gonna even like have.
Well, unless he's Bill Gates. But
unless,
then
he's Bill Gates. But Bill Gates at the same time,
they've
he's
already
earned his way.
Exactly.
Yeah, right?
We're talking about people that are using clothing to make that impression.
Yeah.
So we call it in business or in life like fake it till you make it type of situation, right? So if you're a young executive and you're trying to climb the ladder, are you saying that you should be conscientious and purposeful about what you put on? Yeah,
for sure. Because you gotta look at it like this. Like, if you take yourself seriously, then more people are gonna take yourself seriously, right? If you don't take your outfits or how you look or how you perceive seriously, then why would anybody else look at you in a higher light, right? So now it all starts with you. If you want to dress clean and you want to take yourself seriously, take yourself like very respectable, then more people are gonna show you respect. So it all starts with how you look at yourself. And then the world's going to start looking at yourself like that.
Ooh, I love that. Yeah. So if you don't mind the impression, let's say you are laid back or hipster, or you're not trying to climb the corporate ladder and you're not so concerned about your appearance, you're saying, let me give you an example. There's women want to sometimes have that no makeup look, right? So I asked Aime to prepare a couple of outfits or an outfit for a great first date. And I said a coffee date, right? Yeah. Because what would you think about, and let's show the outfit first of all, but what are you thinking about when you're about to meet someone for the first time and you're going on a coffee date?
What do I think about? Well, obviously, like where we're meeting is very important, right?
Okay.
And then, like I said before, like I like looking sharp, right? So I like looking, it doesn't matter if I'm in a suit or if I'm just in some jeans, right? I just like to look clean, because personally, I feel better about myself first and foremost.
Yes.
So I'm just going to have more confidence, right?
Got it.
So a coffee date would be something not like a little subtle, but like obviously you could tell that I put in
effort
into what I had.
You didn't just rampage your closet and try to, I'll just throw this on.
Right. And that's a reflection on you, and that's a reflection on how serious you take like the date, right? So if I'm going on a date with you and I just take whatever I have in my closet, not thinking about it, what kind of respect am I having for you, right? So
especially guys, ladies really do. I'm a matchmaker and dating coach, and so many women that are about to go on a date with you fellas, we put in some work to look great. We have to do our eyes.
Thank you guys very much.
The nails, the feet, the makeup, the smell, like everything. We think about everything. And so if you think about the effort that the average lady goes out, because we want to make an impression.
Sure.
I think there's not a lot that guys have to worry about
we got it easy compared to the ladies.
Exactly.
So we can at least put something together that's respectable, that looks good, and that she's gonna, it's gonna catch her eye, right?
Yes.
And that's what you want to do when you're going on your first date. You want to catch her eye, and then you can have good conversation. But first and foremost, you gotta try to turn her head a little bit.
Yes. All right. So show me this subtle turn heading kind of look.
So this one is for like an afternoon coffee lunch date.
Yes.
What I would do
we'll call it the day date. This is a great day date.
Okay, day date. All right. So you can never go wrong with a good fitting, like say like black polo.
Okay.
You can either button it up or just have one button open. And then what I would go with that, since it's black, I would go with some nice slacks, right?
So I like how you have a lighter slack.
Yeah.
And you can see the texture here.
Mm-hmm.
And the pants are probably custom pants, right? Yeah. But if you don't have custom pants, what's important to note for gentlemen about wearing the right pants? Mm-hmm. So here, let me put that together. This looks really sharp. I can see that. Mm-hmm. Now I'm noticing a black theme here. Yeah, black is slimming. Yeah. For ladies, we like to use a little bit more color. Mm-hmm. But this is a standard polo. So the good thing about this polo is you could use, it could be green, blue, mm-hmm. yellow, whatever color you want. Mm-hmm. This is a little more sophisticated.
Yeah, as long as they complement each other, right?
Yes,
so these pants are a little lighter and they have some black in it, right? So they go together. You can wear that with some nice sneakers.
So nice this you sneakers. Can rock sneakers mm-hmm. with, right? Yeah, perfect, okay, go on.
And so that's like a very, like, you're asking me about the pants, right? So the pants, you don't actually have to get them custom, but if they don't fit, you should definitely get them altered, right?
Okay.
So when I say they don't fit, if they're baggy, if they're not really showcasing like just your look, your legs. Okay. So what you want to do, especially if like a lot of times if you have like baggy pants, they'll make your legs look a lot shorter, right? So if you have them a lot more tailored, slimming down, it makes you look a lot taller if you're not tall. And if you're tall, it doesn't help to have a couple more inches, to be honest.
Guys, I mean, unless you're an R&B artist or you're going to a place where baggy pants are called for, we like to see the butt. We want to see like the shoulder. Guys look at the hip to waist ratio, and women tend to look at the shoulder to hip waist ratio. That's very appealing to a woman when we can see that masculinity, and that posture is so important also.
For sure.
So you brought something funky as well.
Yeah, so a look like that is a nice day look. You can actually still wear something like that in the evening.
Yes.
But what I would wear with that,
how would you convert it to?
I would add a nice jacket to it. So either a bomber jacket, or what we have here is a nice leather jacket. Now this is giving you a little edge right here. So
let me take a look at that.
Sure, here you go.
Wow. Okay, we remember that outfit, right?
Yep.
That is sharp right here. So, and you know, the thing about this particular leather jacket, you can tell it's still a fitted look. Mm-hmm. And now this is not is it tailored?
Well, this one is for actually one of my clients that I'm going to deliver here tomorrow. And it's actually, I tailored it. Yeah, right? So I tailored it to his arm. So this actually fit him completely, except for his arms were a little shorter. So we had to get it tailored. So that's something they should always do. Doesn't matter if you're going to.
I love that look.
It doesn't matter if you're going to a stylist, or it doesn't matter if you're shopping for yourself. Just make sure whatever jackets you have, whatever coats you have, fit like your body, right? So like we said, it doesn't matter if you're big, it doesn't matter if you're short, it doesn't matter if you're skinny. You just want your clothes to be fitting, because like she said, the women do check out what kind of form you have.
They do.
Right? And if you're wearing baggy stuff, then you can't see it, and it's just kind of, they don't know what to expect. So that's
and I think even when men see women in fitted clothing, there's also clothes that flatter your body type, and not every shape, the way a woman is shaped, not all clothes are going to fit appropriately for a woman. Yeah. You just launched the women's clothing side. Mm-hmm. Do you find that, like, how do women like to be dressed?
Women, all right, so women are a lot more particular than guys, right? Because women...
We're complex creatures.
Just a little bit more complex. Because just women are coming way more forms and way more shapes than guys, right?
Yeah.
So women, you have to be a lot more
We have extra curves in different places.
Yeah, a few extra curves. Yeah. So women are a lot more custom, right? So for us, for guys, I think we take around like 20 measurements. For women, it's close to like 25 to 30 measurements, just because you guys have a lot more to work with. A lot of women also like very tight clothes. clothing. So, right. So if like our pants are slim, but they're not skin tight.
Okay.
Which women, it shows off your body if they're more skin tight
okay.
or more fitted.
But you also need material that's going to
exactly
to work
stretch a little bit, right? So the women's materials stretch a lot more too. That's what you want. So even if it's fitting, you still want it to be comfortable. So
Aime, what are some mistakes that you see men wearing? A, at the workplace, and B, kind of like when you're out and about, you're a man about town, you're a city guy. Like, what do you see out there currently that you're thinking to yourself, ooh, that was, maybe rethink that a little bit?
Probably the biggest mistake that I see with guys is that, and I was talking with one of my clients about this, was that guys see a lot of like clothes on the racks or on commercials on other guys, and they think it's gonna look completely the exact same thing on themselves. So they buy it thinking that it's gonna look the same way, not knowing.
So do men tend to buy things without trying them on? Is that a mistake that guys
That's
make?
one. And then a lot of guys buy things in stores not knowing that like it's not necessarily going to look like how it looked like on the mannequin or on like the models that are in the store. Right.
Okay.
So, and that's why like we do stylings, but that's why having like say a stylist or just even looking up videos about like styling for your body type is very important, because then you get to understand like what looks good on your body.
Yeah.
Right?
So for example, you took a jacket that the client liked, didn't fit for his arms, but you tailored it so that it looked like it was meant for him.
And that's what it is, right? So like in the malls or in stores, there's only like 5 different sizes.
Right.
Small, extra small, medium, large, extra large.
Right.
And if you think about it, that's not all the body types that guys have, right?
No.
So like my client, he was a small, but his arms are still longer than he had. Like the jacket.
So yeah, sometimes you got to take it out or you got to put it in.
Exactly. So a lot of guys though like buy things in the stores, and then when they try it on at home, it doesn't look as good. So they just ended up not wearing it at all. Not knowing
they don't even wear it.
Right. Like a lot of guys do that. Like a lot of guys like I think what is it called? Like when you go shopping and you buy something and you end up not wearing it because when you try it on, it doesn't look as good as what you thought it was.
Wasting money. I do that sometimes.
That is true. There you go. See, but not knowing you can
goes in the donation bin later.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. But the way to avoid that is, for one, you can either get yourself a stylist, learn about style, or when you get different clothing, go to your local tailor, go to your local alteration spot, and just get little alterations on it. Get your arms tighter, longer, shorter, whatever is gonna fit your body. Get used to like understanding your body, understanding your features, and maximizing your best features.
I love that. So in terms of styling, when you style men, or men come to you, what do they want from you? Like when they're looking for style, are they looking to just get not approval, but do they feel like maybe they're wondering, do these colors work? Does this fit work? Or do they just want to know what's trendy?
I think the majority of my clients that I've seen is like they're looking for a change.
Okay.
Right? So I think they're a lot of them are either in a rut or they're just really used to what they've been like doing, and they know that they need some type of change, right? And
so men like makeovers too.
Oh, for sure, of course,
okay.
Right? And there's nothing bigger than nothing better than a makeover for you to like get another kickstart to whatever, to go kickstart whatever dreams or whatever next aspirations that you have.
Sure.
Because it's like a new version of yourself, right?
Elevated version.
Exactly. So a lot of my clients that I've been working with is like, that's why I asked them, what is the next version of you? So if I was styling you, I'd be like, all right, Carmelia, what's the next 5-year version of Carmelia? What's the next elevated version? And then once we figure that out, then we'd be like, how would she dress? How would she present herself in a room? How would she carry herself?
So for example, if a gentleman was a little bit more subdued and he is the guy in the room that people don't notice, and he might come to you and say, I want my clothes to make me feel more confident, but I also want to get noticed by my boss.
Exactly. So,
or I'm competing for the executive management position against 2 other people, and I need that role. So what can I do to make a better impression?
So for that first example, if it's a guy that he's like, okay, nobody ever really notices me in a room. I want to walk in a room sometime, and I want somebody to compliment me. A lot of those guys would either wear like super dull clothes, super dark clothes, something that's not really spicy, right? So something that doesn't catch a lot of people's eye. So first and foremost, I'd have to tell them like, hey, are you ready to wear like a piece that is gonna like it's going to make a statement in a room, because that's how people are going to notice you. That's how people are going to compliment you, right? So
or for example, what if you had a pink, like a fuchsia pocket square, or a floral one, or I see these, you know, buttons, the flower buttons that go into the hole, or I don't know, Swarovski.
Exactly,
that
like
might
little
be
statement pieces,
yeah, exactly.
Right? And so a lot of those guys that would like ask a question like that are guys that are not used to putting pieces together, thinking about things like that. And you got to bring them back. You're going to be okay. The reason why you haven't been getting attention in the room is because you dress pretty dull, right? And it's a harsh truth, but it's like we need to spice things up. It might be a new jacket. It might be a new shirt. It might be some little accessories pieces like you're talking about. But then, so after he answers those questions, that's when we can go forward and like, okay, now just know that we're going to have to put some statement pieces together, and you're going to have to be bold enough. You got to put your shoulders back and walk in a room knowing that people are going to be looking at you. They're going to compliment you, and you have to be ready for that, right?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you go and do closet audits?
Yeah.
Do you ever go in and just go, like what needs to come out of a man's closet when you're doing a personal audit? What has to go, and what are let's start with that. What has to go out of a man's closet?
Well, I mean, it all depends on like what's in the man's closet first and foremost, but clothes that they've had for like 10 years that they're really comfortable with.
So a rule of thumb, it's kind of like that dirty like couch that you're trying to convince your girlfriend you need. It's like the clothes, maybe what's the general rule of thumb, Aimé? Is it like if you haven't worn it in 2 years, it's gone? It's gone.
And actually, one of my friends told me,
I'm breaking every style rule on the planet.
One of my friends told me this the other day, and it was like a really, really good quote that I think is really great for my clients and for you, for anyone, right? It's like you have to get rid of the old in order to make way for the new. And I'm sure you probably told that to your clients before too. But if in your closet,
happens in relationships too. I'm always gonna get rid of the old and with the new. When the old isn't working and it doesn't fit and it just makes you feel bad, it's time to go.
Right? Or if it's not just making you feel good, right? If it's not making you feel anything new, then it's like you have to be able to detach yourself from it, which a lot of guys, like, and a lot of women, I'm sure, in their closet, like yourself included, you'll have a lot of pieces that you'll be like, oh, maybe I'll wear it next year, or maybe I'll wear it this other time. But because you have that and it's taking space, then now you don't have space to put new stuff in there.
Yes.
And put a new version of yourself.
Oh, I'm making space for the new suits that are coming in. I'll tell you that.
We're going to audit her closet in a little
bit. Okay. So don'ts. Okay, so you said guys who are wearing things that they just kind of blend into the scene, or they don't fit properly, or they're I see guys wearing things that are frumpy, right? Or they're not pressed. Like something as simple as pressing your shirt, or you see the creases. Or I always do this with my son. He does his laundry, he leaves it in the dryer, and when he takes it out, it's just full of crinkles. It drives me nuts. A steamer is my best friend.
Sure. And like that's like what we were talking about earlier, right? It's just about like respecting how you look, respecting yourself. If you don't respect yourself not enough to not have wrinkles on your shirt, why would anybody else like give you more, like show you more respect, right?
Yeah.
Unless, like you said, unless you're a Mark Zuckerberg or you're a Bill Gates with some billions.
This is a $50 million wrinkle, right?
There you go. Then, all right, you have the ability to do that.
You can dress however you want.
If you're still trying to, come up in the world, you're still trying to coexist with people, you got to be able to take care of your appearance. You got to care about those wrinkles, if there's stains on your shirt. And also just keeping up with the trends, right? Like keeping up with what's going on. You don't have to be super trendy, but just know what's like what are the new boots that are in, like what are some new pants that what are the new sizes.
Speaking of which, how has your company adapted to COVID? I'm very curious to know, how are you dealing with COVID, and what are people in the fashion world or how are stylists overcoming that? I'd love to hear more about that.
So actually, like we ended up incorporating the styling during COVID, right?
Okay.
So before we were just
styling wasn't part of your offering.
Yeah, it wasn't part of our offering. Then we started, since we couldn't see our clients, what we started doing is creating lookbooks for them, sending it to them and being like, okay, so when COVID's over and you're going back into the office, this is how you're going to be able to style these looks together, and that are going to make you like, I can show you how to make a suit like this, make 4 or 5 different good looks that look completely different. So how do you utilize?
So you take those investment pieces or things they have,
add a couple
and then
pieces
putting
to
them
it,
together.
Add a couple pieces together to where it's like You don't have to get 3 new suits where you can just get like 2 shirts, a couple of ties, and now these look like completely different outfits.
Got it.
So that was one. And then for us, we started realizing that, like, especially with COVID right now too, is comfort. People want to be like catered to. They want to have comfort. So we go straight to our clients. It's either your home or your offices. We bring you all the different fabrics. We do all the fitting at your place. And we
Styling and fitting at home.
Exactly. And
That's
see,
crazy.
like, you're an important person. You know, you're a busy person. So we're trying to make sure we cater to your lifestyle. We cater to your timing. I think it's like, it's kind of going out the window where you go to the mall, you shop around for 2 or 3 hours. Who has that much time anymore?
Amazon created the Amazon and Uber. I got to tell you, no one's leaving their house.
Exactly.
So you offer mobile styling to their home. How do you deal with international clients? Are you able, do you send them to someone who can do their measurements or show them how to measure and still be able to deal with that? Yeah,
so we actually have measurement videos. So where like maybe your spouse or one of your good friends or maybe your parent or somebody like that can measure you. It's really simple if you follow the whole process. And then
there are specifics, because when he measured me, like, it was specific.
You have to be
everything.
Specific. Like, we want it to be made for your body, so it has to be very specific.
So great.
And then once we have it delivered, we usually partner up with different places in your city to where you can take it. If you need different alterations, we cover all your alterations. You take it to them, tell them you're with Self-Made Couture, and then we take care of that.
Well, there you go. And what is the meaning behind? I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory, but what does Self-Made Couture mean to you?
Self-Made Couture. So self-made is a very important word for me. I believe there's this quote that says, all men are self-made, but only the successful will admit to it, right? So first, I believe all people, we're all self-made. It doesn't matter what's going on in your life, but you create the life that you want to live. So once you choose to be to acknowledge that you are self-made, you're able to create anything that you want in your life. From your outfits, how you look, to your job, to your relationships, to whatever you want in your life. So for us, all of our clients, we always tell them, like, once you're getting our clothing, it's basically like your cape, right? Your cape into going into the world, being self-made. This is your cape. Your whole outfit is what you're gonna go being confident and creating the life that you always envision.
You know, it's so funny because all 3 men who wore their custom suit. Now, 2 of these guys that I bought suits for had never previously owned a custom suit. It was like, it was like their alter ego. They literally slipped on the suit and you could just see this like automatic confidence coming from where the swag goes away. Swag meter went off the chain. That's amazing.
For sure.
So how do people get a hold of you, Aime, if they're looking to be styled or looking to get their first custom or second custom suit?
Awesome. So you can reach out to us on Instagram. On Instagram, our company is selfmade.couture.
I'll make sure to include it here.
Yes, please. And then also my IG is Kamana143. You can reach out to me if you have any questions for styling, if you're interested in a consultation, or if you just have any questions of like what you need to throw away in your closet so we can make way for the new. So, and then also you can go on our website, www.selfmadecouture.com.
There you go, guys. We got all of these style tips for you to take on. No excuses. Your, what you wear makes a statement, and it all starts with you. So thank you for being here, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.
Bye.